chat with me, guys, while I hiccup and just I started recording because I'm so tired of my hair. And I've mentioned that before, and annoyed with my skin. I don't care, like, if people think, I've heard people throwing like oh, people are attacking your beauty, like they evil eyeing. Guys, it doesn't have to be in a spiritual, like, like a the way that I would see, an evil eye being made to me, and like actual I've mirror mirror magic and stuff like that. I have caught people red-handed doing that shit on me, okay? Where I'm not going to get into it, but really the evil eye, guys, can just be negative thought. People, like, they see you and they're jealous of you for whatever reason, and they're like, that bitch, I wish, oh, she probably thinks her shit doesn't stink, and boy, would it feel great to see her cry, like that can be evil eye. Okay, it can. And so anyhow, the point I was going with that is, like, so me being vulnerable and talking about, like, my flaws or whatever, I don't give a fuck. I don't know, like, I don't know if I need to, like, make that a disclaimer on my channel where I don't give a fuck. Like, if you go ahead, I guess, it has nothing to do with you, okay? People who may be attacking me in that regard, like, no, this would be these. I'm being vulnerable. A lot of my, as far as my skin goes, and I'm talking about my face. I get so frustrated because, like, you see this big pimple here, right? And like these, dude, oh, it's like a constellation. Every time, right? I just had one. If you guys could see in my other videos or current videos, like I had one here. You can kind of see remnants. It's just like, it's like bloop bloop. It's as soon as I get rid of, like, these big dramatic pimples, I get another one. It doesn't matter, like, how well my regime of taking care of myself is, or how well it isn't. It's always that way, and it's so annoying. And I grew up, both of my parents had acne, okay, like the kind where you scarring. And I want to talk about that for sure a little bit, because as far as, like, skin picking and popping blackheads and pimples and stuff like that, guys, like, I'm going to throw this tip out there, for whether it is because you do drugs or whether or not it's because you don't, but it's just a coping mechanism, as far as, like, sitting there for hours, okay, and, like, popping your skin or picking at your skin. It doesn't have to be drug related, guys. I've always been prone to that method of, like, stress release from a young age. Like, I remember being in middle school, and my boyfriend at the time in middle school, he'd be like, what are you doing? We'd be on the phone, and old school days, not cell phone, guys, regular home line. And, like, whoa, what are you doing? And I'm like, popping pimples. And he would always say, like, where are these pimples that you're talking about? I never see you with pimples, right? So that's just because it takes your mind off of anything but I must get this, So anyhow, it doesn't mean you're on drugs when you pick at your skin, guys, okay? But certainly particular drugs will certainly amplify that, if so. And I don't believe that necessarily that the people who do that are imagining things in their skin either. I first of all, well, let me get to that, because I have a tip for you people out there, you skin pickers, okay? You skin pickers out there, if you see, like, if you get to the point, now this is where drugs will do this. Drugs will make it a point, but not always, to where you can't stop, right? It becomes like, it's self-harming, right? I've been through the ringer with that. Like I said, I forge through the fire. I get forged through the fire. I've thrown myself into all kinds of situations. I don't know why, maybe for this reason, to find like the best solutions for people or me, at least for me. Because like that, there's been times where I've woken up and I was touching my face, you know what I'm saying? So it's clearly a self-harming thing. And I've researched, like, how can you stop? Because it's so, it's not as easy as it sounds. Absolutely, it is not. It is not as easy as it sounds. And when you're getting to that point where you're touching your face in your sleep, it's a problem, okay? So, like, what have I done? There's, like, I've tried, I think when I researched, like, what solutions did I find? I think I've heard of, like, the rubber band thing, like, where you, like you have a rubber band. Usually I always have a rubber band on my wrist. And guys, the reason I do that, like, no, it's not because I'm the rubber band man like T.I., no. I ain't going out selling, like, you know, pounds of cocaine or nothing. It's because I love, it became a habit. Like, look at my cords. You know, I made that video about me organizing and stuff, right? This is Sammy Sam. This is what I do. Rubber bands are one of my favorite, like, organizational tools, okay? Like, rubber bands are just handy dandy, okay? So that's why I usually end up having them around my wrists. But I've heard that with popping, self-harming, like your skin, right? Like pickers, you know, like you're supposed to do this and it'll, no. I mean, you could try it. You could try. There's so many, I've tried so many things. I can mention the things I've tried that were okay and didn't work so well. And then the best thing I found is a mask. If you go to my Facebook page, right, and you see the cat mask that I'm wearing, now I will tell you, this works, and it can work for men too. It really can. Okay, what I would do is, because you do this weird thing with skin picking, right, where, like, you have to look at yourself. You're like, let me look at the damage I did, right? Like, let me look at the damage so I can make myself stop. And you look and you're like, I hate myself. It's anybody who's a skin picker knows, okay, the vicious cycle that it causes. So that cat mask, right, guys, that you see in my Facebook profile picture, I'm telling you, that was the best thing for me. And I didn't give a shit who looked in, like, if you guys happen to be looking in my window at night and see me rocking that, or see me rocking it at any point during the day in my house and think I'm weird, number one, you shouldn't be looking into my window like that. And number two, I don't give a fuck, because it truly helps, because it makes you feel beautiful. Like, you will look for anything as a skin picker, right? You'll look for anything reflective so you can see the damage you did so you don't pick. All you do is end up, well, let me fix what I did by touching it more, you know, like, and making it, touching it ought to do the trick and undo all of the touching that I already did. And then you start looking at yourself and just self-loathing, you know, and being critical and harsh on yourself. So that mask I would always wear when I was on the means, you know, when I would be pulling all-nighters, whether with the aid of any chemicals or not. And I knew I would, like, start, if I knew I was privy to picking, then I would put that mask on and rock that. And it really did help, because yes, it's covering your face, but really, I mean, guys, when you're a picker and you're picking in your sleep, there's not much physical barriers you can create to make sure that doesn't happen. But I'm saying the mental aspect, it's all mental skin picking, it is. And I'll get into some other things when it comes to ADHD or neuro issues can be responsible for that, I believe. And why people on amphetamines or, like, at any kind of why they're prone, or why they end up picking. It's not because they are imagining stuff in their skin or seeing stuff. It's actually, I believe, because when I would take my Adderall or any amphetamine, okay, guys, any stimulant, damn it, okay, I'm getting a phone call, damn it, all right.